Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your weekly reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. If you're watching this reading was meant to find you. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Gemini, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Seven of Wands. This is about fighting, right? This is about valor. This is kind of like, this is the hill that we die on kind of card. Sometimes this is a feeling that the odds are against us. Sometimes it's we were banging our head against a wall and we're starting to wonder why. Why does our head hurt? And why is the wall not giving way to the opportunity? Okay, so we got to put this card into a little bit of context. Let's see what is going on. So now we got the Star card, okay. Got a Nine of Swords, an Ace of Wands. And we got the Star and the High Priestess, right? The full moon energy. We got a 2. Okay, yeah, we got a 2 of Pentacles in the future position. Over here, 4 of Cups, a Princess of Swords, a Princess of Pentacles. Okay. And a Tower, yes. Okay, the Tower to me, breakthrough moment. The Tower to me is just like, yes, finally that wall's coming down, right? We've been banging our head, banging our fist against the wall. Our head hurts, yeah, but we're doing it now. I don't mean that literally. Don't go and do that. But you're going to get over this. You're going to get through this. Might take a different tactic. You might have to find a different tool in your toolbox. Don't use your head, right? We have hammers for that, or some other tool. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. It's a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. It's the factor infinite and unknown. And it's going to go right here with Mr. Tao, the yin-yang duck. Okay. If you have a prediction for this card, please put it in the comments down below. We can do it together as a group exercise. All right. Let's use our intuition. I think that's what the High Priestess card is telling you to do, right? Use your intuition here. Looking around the room, I like the major arcana we have, though, right? We've got the Star, High Priestess, Tower, right? This is your destiny. You are supposed to do this, but your intuition is telling you we might need a different tool, right? And the Ace to a 7 of Wands is maybe we've been using the same tool and we're starting to get a little bit dejected. We're starting to despair with that 9 of Swords, okay? So we've got 1, 2, 3 majors. We've got 1, 2 fire cards. Got 2 air cards. And then we've got our 2 earth cards, right? Yeah. We've got 1, 2. And the water. We do need more water, don't we? Only got 1 water energy here, and that's going to be it's going to be significant. We get right here. We're trying really to not. We're trying not to feel upset about this. The 9, the 9 of Swords is. Let's be honest. It's a terrible card, right? It's a terrible feeling. Nobody likes this, right? This is where we just feel like, we've been just stabbed, like the proverbial knife in the heart kind of thing. When we have so much faith in something, we've tried so hard to do something, and it just feels like our hopes have been crushed, right? That's kind of what's going on inside of you. It's starting to feel that way, okay? It's kind of what we are, in some ways, what we're worried about, right? We're trying to prevent that, and I think that's why we got this kind of frozen 4 of Cups over here. This, I think, is despair. This is almost a feeling as if there's no hope, there's no other options, there's nothing else I can do. Well, maybe mentally we've exhausted all of the options, and now it just kind of says, this is like, the card where we just kind of succumb to our fate. We just say, okay, that's it, I give up, and we sort of let the fates have their way with us, right? But your intuition is saying, no, maybe there's something else you can try. Maybe there's a different way through this. We don't give up that easy, right? Maybe we feel as if we've exhausted all the options, but what Spirit's trying to tell you through your star card here is that we've been banging our heads against the wall. And then we wonder why our head hurts. The 9 is that's a painful card, right? The star card is your destiny. Star card is your realization of that continually evolving answer to the questions, who am I and why am I here? The star card likes to show you where your buttons are. Maybe that 7 of Wands and the 9, well, when we take them together, yeah. 7 of Wands, 9 of Swords, we're getting mad. We're starting to get mean about this, right? Because this is our destiny, this is our will, this is something we want to do. We're trying to go from 1 to 2, ace to 2. And there's this, it feels like it's, the pulling teeth, right? Just trying to do one simple thing, go from an ace to a 2. It's like pulling teeth here, okay? The star, the divine energy, the light of the spiritual consciousness and awareness, trying to show you where your buttons are. Maybe we're getting a little bit angry with this situation. Maybe the high priestess is there to say, we need subtlety, we need softness, we need to sort of ease our way through. Brute force is not the answer now, right? But it seems as if Spirit is trying to show you where your weak spot, where your points of contention are in yourself, in your soul, in your psyche, where your knots of karma are. It's like Spirit is presenting you with an obstacle and then trying to be a mirror to show you, see how angry you're getting? And this is not a pleasant thing. We don't always like that. It doesn't feel good. But sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes our 9 of Swords is the painful realization of something. Every card has light and shadow. A 9 of Swords is not a terrible card. I mean, it feels terrible, but there's at least some, there's a revelation here. This is kind of that moment where we realize how we've been acting and we think, oh gosh, yeah, I see it now. Spirit is this situation is acting as a mirror for us to realize how we've been kind of going about things. And not that you've been going about them incorrectly, maybe we got to use a different tool. Okay? If you're at work, you want somebody to get something done, yelling and screaming at them isn't going to work. We got to be a little bit more tactful. Not saying that's your method, but it's an example, right? Got to use the right tool for the right job. Because if we keep banging against this thing and it's not giving way, with our 7 of Wands here, we start to feel as if, gosh, I must be wrong about this being my path. If we meet with too much difficulty, too often, for too long, we start to give up on the star. We think, Spirit, it must be telling me this ain't the way. I'm getting this big time red light, this brick wall in front of me that I just can't knock down. Spirit must be telling me I'm not supposed to be here, that I should go a different way, right? But that's just it with our 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands is not a card that says I can't. It says I just haven't figured out how yet. And we need that high priestess. High priestess is the intuition, okay? The intuition, the light of the intuition is coming down and showing you, not only showing you the mirror about how we've been approaching something or how we've been sort of dealing with stress or dealing with our situation at hand, but also showing us that, this is your destiny, right? But you have to approach it in a different, you have to learn a new way of getting what you want, of getting this change, of getting your will implemented. Now, this is the will back here. This is the Ace of Wands. This is when you came into this situation with gusto, with fire in your eyes, right? And a concentrated will, an intense focus. You said, I'm going to get it done, right? It's like you walked into the room with your hammer already in your hand, say, let's do it. I'm ready. And then, of course, it's not as easy as we thought it was going to be. We thought it was just going to be a couple of taps over here and the thing would work. You know? It's like you're trying to crack a safe. You think, I got this. This is easy. And here it is days and days later, and it's like we're just taking the sledgehammer and just banging the thing. I don't know what else to do. I'm just going to hit it, and hopefully it just like cracks open, you know? It's kind of, in a way, saying that we've run out of options. We know what we want to do. We know what the goal, we know what our sort of intent was here. And I think it's to cause some change in your environment, to make something happen. We need our high priestess. We need that light from above. We have to be open to whatever Spirit's trying to tell us. Okay, Spirit's being a mirror, showing me how I've been approaching this thing, you know, in a certain way. I'm not going to say it's a right or wrong way, but Spirit's being the light, the spiritual light, and this situation is the mirror. Light hits the mirror, reflects back, and you can see what's going on. Yeah. See how we've been behaving, how we've been acting, how have you been approaching this situation, and what could you do differently? Oh, well, I've already exhausted all my options. I got nothing else to try. Well, let's not think that way. And maybe that's true. Maybe you've tried every single thing you could think of. Let's try some things that you can't think of, that you just haven't thought of. Okay. Spirit's showing you the answer. Spirit's showing you how you've been approaching the situation and how you can do something a little bit different. And, you know, I'll be honest, I can't tell you what that is. I can't tell you what you need to know different, what you need to do differently. I think it has to do with how you're talking. Okay? I think it has to do with how you're communicating. Yeah. This card's about your intuition. You have a strong connection with Spirit. We need to use that sometimes. We need to rely on that. That's the tool in the toolbox that you need to take, that you need to grasp now, is your connection with Spirit, your intuition, maybe through divination. Maybe it's saying, sit down and meditate, pray, ask for guidance, you know. Ask for the clarity to see your own way forward. We're not asking for help. We're not saying, can you open this safe for me, Spirit, please? You know, we're saying, give me the clarity. Show me what I need to see within myself so that I can find the answer. When in doubt, pray it out, right? When in doubt, connect with that higher power. Connect with your higher self, true self, God, Goddess, deity, spirit guides, ancestors, guardian angels, whatever you want to call it. This is the message coming through. That light is shining down on you. And if we're just in this frustrated sort of energy, we're not going to perceive the light. We're not going to see Spirit shining the flashlight over here where we need to look. We're going to be so wrapped up in how we feel right now. The Two of Pentacles. It is the change in your environment that you're trying to accomplish. Trying to, from closed to open, from left to right, from up to down, from down to up, whatever. You're trying to do the thing. You're trying to cause change in conformity with your will. Trying to do magic, right? And maybe the mystery card will be that magician. The Two of Pentacles is a change in your physical environment. You're trying to do something differently. Either starting a new habit, you're trying to break an old habit, right? You're trying to make a little success, trying to save a little money, trying to get that promotion, trying to complete this project here or there, at work, at home, at school, whatever. Right? Trying to get something accomplished at your church or at your library or at the community center or with your family or, you know. trying to cause some sort of change. You have an intention to do something, and it feels as if there's a blockage. It feels as if something is blocking your will. I feel like the dang old safe just won't open, right? Well, that takes us over here to the Four of Cups here in your general energy. And the Four of Cups is, well, it's kind of like we're trying not to feel so, and we're trying to just, to me, the Four of Cups always makes me feel like I'm kind of gritting my teeth and thinking, I'm fine, I'm okay, there's nothing wrong, We're trying to contain our anger or our rage or our force and fire, trying to contain, which really is, it's kind of like this fear, almost this fear of disappointment, this fear of being on the wrong path, right? If we really truly are on the wrong path at the wrong place at the wrong time, then everything we thought we knew about the world goes out the window. It's like, I thought I was doing my will, I thought I was working my destiny, or I thought Spirit had brought me to this place, but if I admit that that is not true, where does that leave me with Spirit? Where does that leave me in my life? Like, I got it all wrong. And it's just kind of like, right? So the Four is just kind of, we're just saying, okay, no, I'm okay. It's going to be fine. I'm going to do it. I'm going to figure it out. And we're just looking down and we're looking at the problem. And we're Nine of Swords, right? And we go through all the Swords cards, let's say. We start with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we get to the 9. And the 9 is just like we're pulling our hair out. Right? The 8's like we're starting to get worried. We just we cycle through all the tools that we've had. Right? I try the hammer. Nope. Screwdriver. Nope. Wrench. Nope. We'll go back to the hammer. Nope. Screwdriver. Nope. Wrench. Nope. Back to the hammer. Right? We keep repeating it. The 8 is like that. It's a figure 8. It's a loop. We're stuck in that loop. But then now the 9 is like we've gone a step beyond that. Now we're just like, we don't know what to do. Now I'm just going to whisper at it. Now I'm doing these things that are just completely nonsensical, right? Now I'm just sort of being very nice to it and giving it a little kiss. It still won't open. Now I'm just going to bash it with a sledgehammer right on the top of the thing. That's not going to do anything. I'm going to spit at it and kick it, and I'm going to say bad words to it. I'm going to curse it. It's not going to open, right? That's the 9 of Swords. We're still kind of trying to figure out the problem, but not in a rational or reasonable way at all. I feel like this is under the surface because I don't think we're there yet. We don't want to get there. We don't want to get there. So we're trying to sort of stay calm with this Four of Cups. Now, in the environment, you've got this Air card, this Princess of Swords. Is this somebody in your life that's sort of fluttering around, annoying you, and you feel like it's just a fly buzzing in your ear? Is this maybe a younger female energy that's kind of saying, hey, let me try. I got an idea. And it's just like a fly buzzing around. This person might actually have the answer. I don't know who they are. I don't know that it's an air sign person. I don't know that it's even really a younger female energy. It feels like it, but what it really could be is somebody that you are dismissing as having anything to contribute, okay? And they're in your environment. It's in your relationships. Now, I don't anticipate this is going to be a very popular reading. But I think that this card is sometimes the way we sort of dismiss other people from having anything of value for us. We, especially if this is a work thing or something, it's just like you don't want to hear from all the other people in the other cubicles. It's like, no, can you guys be quiet? I'm trying to figure it out, Because nobody wants to have that realization that I didn't do it on my own. I was going to say couldn't, but no, couldn't, can't, that same thing. It's not a matter of can't. It's a matter of I don't know how yet. I haven't figured it out yet. So maybe we consider how we're talking to people, how we're communicating. Are you open to new ideas? Are you open to say, hey, neighbor, what do you think I should do? Or family members, or hey, mom, dad, sister, brother, right, friend. What would you do in this situation? Yeah. Sometimes we feel that we do that and it puts us on our back foot, right? Because then now we're kind of in a weaker position because we just told the world that we don't know what to do, right? And that's what this card is. This card is someone who's on their back foot. Someone who doesn't come in with the confidence, I know what I'm doing. Someone that's kind of on there saying, I don't know. It's sometimes it could be a sign of weakness, a sign of vulnerability. We're on our back foot. It means we're already at a disadvantage. It means the energy's already pushed me back, and now I've got to recover my center of gravity if I'm going to even push forward. So I'm already a step backwards. We think of thinking of my daughter like in jiu-jitsu or something. You don't want to be on your back foot. It's easy to topple over. You want to be centered or even a little bit forward. But that's what this card is. It's kind of like we're putting ourselves on our back foot by asking for help, by asking for input, by opening up a dialogue with people. And I think it's a sign of strength. Honestly, I do. I think it's when we can communicate with our people, loved ones, family, friend, your spouse, your best friend, your parents, your siblings, whatever. Hey, what do you think I should do here? What would you do if you were in this situation, right? It doesn't mean you got to do what they tell you to do, It means we have to be open to starting a dialogue. To say, maybe this is something that we've got to do together. Maybe this is something that, hey, two heads are better than one. Let's figure this out together. Okay? So this is in your environment. This is a relationship that kind of needs to be strengthened. We don't want to look at it as a sort of competition. It's not like, it's not like weakness or strength. And I don't want to be at a disadvantage. I got to push forward and I got to be the boss. I got to be the one that knows. Because look what we have with the Princess of Pentacles. This is in the position of the difficulty. And the difficulty is unlocking all of the green, verdant energy out of this Princess of Pentacles. The winter, the cold, dead winter. It's sterile, it's barren, right? There's no life here, there's no flowers. There's no abundance, there's no money here. This is a locked safe. This is a frozen crop of vegetables. Can't eat it. Everything here is still under the surface, and we're trying to bring it above ground. We're trying to restore that verdant energy. It's like you got your magic wand here with your Ace of Wands and trying to do a little abracadabra and create something to eat, right? Well, we keep doing it, abracadabra, and it's just nothing. An empty plate still, right? We're trying to grow this life. We're trying to bring everything that we know is there to the surface. This is something that has great potential, but how do we unlock that potential? Either in ourselves, maybe this is something that you're trying to make some progress with your exercise or fitness routine, but you keep hitting a wall, you keep hitting this plateau or whatever it is. There's just this point of things that you can't get past. That's our Seven of Wands, right? Seven of Wands is us pushing against the door. Trying to open that safe, trying to unlock the potential that's here. And, maybe this is something about, fitness or health or something like that. But what I see at the end, the final outcome here, is that Tower card. And that Tower card is, to me, feels like a leveling up. It feels like it is a tower moment. It's a moment where everything gives way. It's the moment where you figure out how to get past this blockage, this barricade, right? Maybe have we figured out the combination and we've gently unlocked the door? Or have we have we figured out a way to just knock this thing down altogether? Either way, I feel like your will is being done. Your accomplishment is going to be realized. All of the potential inside, locked up inside this Princess of Pentacles, is being released. All this energy is flowing now. All this abundance. The dam has broke and all have fire, right? You're creating, and you're converting matter to energy. Okay? And I feel that it's really coming out in a huge rush. And this change that we're trying to implement, well, the Tower card is a card of change. It's kind of saying it's going to happen all at once. That you've been pushing against this thing, nothing's been happening, right? Pushing, nothing's been happening. It's been building up. Eventually, it's going to erupt. Okay? All of the tactics, all the things that you've been doing, they haven't been worthless. They haven't been for naught. It's just been sort of building up. Okay? All of your energy, and it's very interesting with that matter to energy thing, because we're looking at this, we're seeing energy into matter, but it's just sort of like it's getting frozen, it's getting stuck. Well, then it just sort of like explodes out the other side. You know, it's like you're doing, I don't know, you're bleeding your brakes in your car, right? And you're trying to pump it, nothing's coming out. There's a blockage somewhere. So you start pumping it harder and harder, thinking just more pressure is going to do it, right? Well, eventually, don't look down the end of that brake line, because it's going to come out. Yeah. All this pressure is building up, and there will be a release. You have to understand the subtlety that is needed here. And maybe even Spirit's way of saying, don't just keep adding pressure into the situation. Step back and let it breathe a little bit, right? Let the magic work. You put the fluid through the brake line, let it do its thing, and that blockage will slowly dissolve and it will clear. But if you keep pumping more pressure into the system, it's going to blow, right? So maybe we need a little bit of ease. Okay, a little bit of breathing room. And that maybe will bring us to our mystery card. And for this mystery card, think of this idea of breathing, right? Maybe it'll be a 4 of swords, not the 4 of cups again, but the 4 of swords. Because the 4 of swords would be that sort of breathing room, right? And we're trying to calm my heart down, right? I'm trying to slow my breathing down, and I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to let the efforts that I've already put into this, let them take effect before we feel like I got to put more pressure into the system. Let's just step back for a second and see what happens. Yeah. So the mystery card, I feel like maybe is going to be that 4 of swords. If you have a prediction for this card, by all means, put it in the comments down below. Okay? Let's see what we have. Well, it's a King of Cups. It's a fixed water energy. And it's fixed. It's saying don't really try to do anything right now. It's kind of saying that you're not losing your belief in this, in your faith in this. You're not losing hope. You're not succumbing to that kind of wild, unhinged 9 of swords that's just going to say, well, I'm just going to throw mud at it and hit it with a hammer again and kick it and spit at it and curse at it. Right? We're not doing that. We're staying calm. You're not going to just smash the thing. Like a kid, if you get a toy and they can't really figure out how to make it work, and they just get mad and they just break the toy. Well, now it really doesn't work, It's not that they couldn't do it, they just didn't know how. Right? And so I tell my daughter, she says, I can't do something. I can't get it to work, it won't work. I said, you can, you just don't know how yet. So let me show you the buttons you push, and then you can do it yourself. Sometimes she says, I can't do it. And then she gets, we get a little bit of rage. We're going to smash it. We're going to break it, snap it in half, This is the card that's saying, don't do that. Keep your heart still. Keep your heart calm. The satisfaction will come. Okay? And it's kind of like with the fixed water energy, the King of Cups here, you're letting the situation ride. You're following the flow, you're following the current, you're not trying to really interfere. You're not getting mad and agitated and aggressive. I'm just gonna ride it out, see what happens. I'm gonna give it a little bit of time, give it a little bit of space. I'm gonna try to stay calm and let it happen. I want to do one more thing before we let you go here. I want to give you an empowerment oracle card. We have the window of gratitude. I am grateful. My gratitude fertilizes the garden of my life. My relationships blossom as I offer genuine appreciation. My attitude of gratitude is a window that shows the brightness of my soul. I like that. Attitude of gratitude. Well, maybe in this younger female energy or this air sign person or in your relationships generally, let's focus a little bit on those connections and on those relationships. Let's show our gratitude, right? Let's listen to what Spirit is saying. Let's back off from this problem a little bit and let the efforts that you've already applied, let them take effect while you focus on just communing with others in your life. Getting some opinions, just having a chat with your friends or family, like, what do you think about this? And, what did you do in your situation? Or do you have any advice from your own experience? Or just to have a conversation with somebody, right? As a way perhaps to vent some of this frustration that's taken place down here. Because we're trying to not smash our toy, whatever it is. Try not to break it intentionally, right? So maybe we need to have that conversation so we can relieve some of this building. This is some tension that's building up in you too, right? And maybe the Tower card is kind of saying, look, if we don't figure something out, all of this tension here is going to blow and we're going to end up breaking our toys. So maybe it's through having a conversation here that we can release some of this frustration and anger and we can sort of rehinge ourselves, I think that's important for you right now. Now we're going to do an extended reading as well if you want to stick around. There is a link up top and there is one down below. New readings for Gemini Mondays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment for me and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.